Have you ever wondered why some people seem to command respect effortlessly? What is it about high-value individuals that makes them magnetic, poised, and admired by many? Here's a secret. It's not just about what they do, but also about what they don't do. Specifically, there are things they never share, things that most people casually reveal without thinking twice. Let's be honest. How often have you overshared something personal, only to regret it later? Maybe you told someone about a big goal, and instead of encouragement, you faced skepticism. Or perhaps you opened up about a conflict, and instead of resolution, it fueled gossip. These moments might seem harmless, but they chip away at your credibility, emotional balance, and personal growth. The problem is, many of us live in a world that glorifies sharing. Social media encourages us to document everything, our wins, losses, and even fleeting thoughts. The pressure to overshare can feel overwhelming, but here's the truth. Sharing everything dilutes your power. High-value individuals, those who command influence and live with purpose, know that silence is often more powerful than speech. They understand the value of boundaries, discretion, and intentionality. In this video, we're going to explore 5 things high-value individuals should never share. These are not just random tips, but guiding principles rooted in wisdom and practicality. If you apply these, you'll not only protect your energy and reputation, but also amplify your presence in the world. You'll feel more in control, more focused, and ultimately more fulfilled. Are you ready to uncover these transformative insights? Let's dive into the first one, which might seem obvious but is often misunderstood. 1. Personal financial details. Money has always been a topic of fascination and contention. For many, it serves as a measure of success, security, and even self-worth. Yet for high-value individuals, money is viewed through a different lens. It's not something to flaunt, nor is it a subject for casual discussion. They understand that personal financial details should remain private, and they are intentional about maintaining this boundary. Why does this matter? Because sharing financial details can often do more harm than good. Consider the risks involved when you openly discuss how much you earn, how much you've saved, or what you've spent on a recent purchase. These risks may not be immediately apparent, but they have a profound impact on your relationships, reputation, and mental clarity. Let's start with relationships. Talking about your financial details can unintentionally shift the dynamic between you and the people around you. When someone learns about your income or investments, their perception of you may change, sometimes for the worse. They might feel envious, intimidated, or even resentful. On the other hand, if you disclose financial struggles, you risk being judged as irresponsible or incapable. Human nature is complex, and money tends to amplify those complexities. People often project their insecurities, values, and ambitions onto financial matters. By sharing your financial details, you open the door to misunderstandings, conflicts, or hidden agendas. Even among friends or family, discussions about money can breed tension. Someone might compare their situation to yours and feel inadequate, or they might view your financial success as an obligation to help them. Beyond relationships, there's the issue of reputation. High-value individuals are keenly aware of how they are perceived. Sharing financial details publicly can invite unwanted scrutiny or even exploitation. For instance, if someone knows you're doing well financially, they might approach you with requests for loans, business partnerships, or other favors. While generosity is a virtue, it must be exercised wisely. By keeping your financial details private, you reduce the risk of being targeted for your resources. Another reason high-value individuals avoid sharing financial details is the distraction it creates. Money, while important, is not the ultimate goal. It's a tool, a means to an end, whether that's freedom, security, or the ability to create a meaningful life. When you share financial details, you often shift the focus away from what truly matters. Instead of discussing ideas, values, or personal growth, conversations become fixated on numbers. This shift can drain energy and derail meaningful connections. Moreover, sharing financial details can disrupt your own inner peace. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to detach from external validation. When you disclose your financial situation, you hand over control of your emotions to others. Their reactions, whether admiration, envy, or criticism, can influence how you feel about yourself. High-value individuals resist this temptation. They ground their sense of worth in their character, actions, and principles, not in the opinions of others. The habit of oversharing often stems from a desire for validation. People talk about their earnings, investments, or spending habits because they want to be seen, acknowledged, or admired. But true confidence doesn't need an audience. High-value individuals derive their self-assurance from within. They understand that their value isn't tied to their net worth, and they don't need to broadcast their financial successes or struggles to feel significant. Instead of seeking validation through financial disclosures, high-value individuals focus on protecting their energy and boundaries. They know that not everyone needs to know everything. This doesn't mean they avoid discussing money altogether. Rather, they are intentional about who they share with and why. For example, they might consult a financial advisor or discuss financial goals with a trusted partner. These conversations are purposeful and private, ensuring that their financial matters remain secure. When it comes to managing financial discussions, high-value individuals adopt a strategic approach. They practice discretion and deflect intrusive questions gracefully. If someone asks, "How much do you make?" or "What did that cost?" they respond with tact, steering the conversation away from specifics. For instance, they might say, "I'm comfortable with where I'm at," or "It was a great value for what I needed." These responses maintain boundaries without creating unnecessary conflict. Additionally, high-value individuals are mindful of their intentions when discussing money. Before sharing, they ask themselves why they're doing it. Is it to seek advice? To impress someone? To connect? By reflecting on their motives, they ensure that their conversations are driven by purpose rather than impulse. This mindset aligns with Stoic principles, which emphasize self-mastery and intentionality. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom applies to financial matters as well. You can't control how others perceive your financial situation, but you can control how much you share and how you respond to their reactions. By keeping financial details private, high-value individuals preserve their focus and freedom. They avoid the pitfalls of comparison, judgment, and exploitation, allowing them to channel their energy into what truly matters. Their silence isn't about secrecy, it's about prioritizing their peace of mind and staying aligned with their values. Maintaining privacy around financial matters also cultivates a sense of empowerment. When you're not constantly explaining or defending your financial decisions, you have more time and energy to focus on your goals. You can navigate life with greater clarity, knowing that your worth isn't defined by numbers but by your character and contributions. Consider the impact of financial discretion on your own life. Have you ever shared something about your finances and later regretted it? What did you hope to gain from that conversation? And how might your relationships, reputation, and inner peace improve if you embraced a more private approach? High-value individuals understand that less is often more. By keeping their financial details private, they create space for deeper connections, meaningful conversations, and personal growth. They embody the Stoic principle of focusing on what truly matters, choosing wisdom over impulse and purpose over validation. This principle isn't just about money, it's about mastery. It's about taking control of your narrative and choosing what to share with the world. By adopting this mindset, you're not just protecting your financial privacy, you're stepping into a more intentional and empowered way of living. As we move forward, let's explore the next area where high-value individuals exercise restraint. Each principle builds on the last, creating a framework for living with clarity, confidence, and purpose. 2. Long-term goals before they're achieved. Have you ever felt the excitement of setting a big, ambitious goal? Maybe it's starting your own business, writing a book, or transforming your health. That initial rush of motivation often comes with the temptation to share it with others. After all, it feels good to announce your intentions, doesn't it? But here's where high-value individuals think differently. They rarely, if ever, share their long-term goals before achieving them. Why? Because they understand that talking about your goals prematurely can do more harm than good. When you announce your intentions, you may receive a temporary boost from the approval or encouragement of others. However, this validation can create a false sense of accomplishment, robbing you of the drive to actually see the goal through. Imagine this: you tell someone about your dream to start a business. They respond enthusiastically, praising your vision. For a moment, it feels like you've already accomplished something. But when the initial excitement wears off, you're left with the hard work and the accountability of living up to what you shared. Worse, their opinions and feedback may plant seeds of doubt or pressure, making the journey feel heavier than it needs to be. High-value individuals are deliberate about guarding their goals. They understand that the energy spent talking about a goal is better channeled into working toward it. When you keep your goals private, you maintain a sense of focus and ownership. There's no external noise, no unnecessary pressure, just you and the work required to make it happen. This isn't to say you should never discuss your goals. Sometimes sharing your vision with a trusted mentor, coach, or partner can provide valuable guidance. The key is to be selective. Share only with those who genuinely support you and have the wisdom to offer constructive input. Prematurely sharing your goals can also make you vulnerable to criticism or negativity. Even well-meaning people might unintentionally discourage you. They may question your abilities, highlight potential obstacles, or impose their own fears onto your vision. While feedback can be valuable, it's most helpful when sought at the right time after you've made progress and built a foundation of confidence. The Stoics believed in focusing on actions over words, and this principle is especially relevant here. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In the context of goals, this could be rephrased as, don't waste time talking about what you're going to do, just do it. When you share your goals with the world, you risk shifting your focus from the process to the outcome. You become more concerned with how others perceive your journey than with the journey itself. This external focus can lead to frustration, distraction, and even abandonment of the goal. Instead, high-value individuals prioritize quiet, consistent effort. They let their actions speak louder than their words. By keeping their goals private, they create space for experimentation, growth, and resilience. They understand that failure is a natural part of the process, and they don't need an audience for it. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you shared a goal and later wished you hadn't? What would have been different if you had kept it to yourself until you made significant progress? Reflecting on these experiences can help you break the habit of premature sharing and embrace a more intentional approach. There's another benefit to keeping your goals private. It strengthens your self-discipline. When you don't rely on external validation, you're forced to draw motivation from within. This builds resilience and a deeper sense of purpose. You're not pursuing the goal to impress others, you're doing it because it aligns with your values and vision for your life. Let's be clear. This isn't about hiding your aspirations out of fear or insecurity. It's about protecting your energy and focus. When you keep your goals private, you reduce the noise and distractions that come with sharing them. You can work in peace, free from the expectations or judgments of others. Here's a simple way to apply this principle. Before sharing a goal, ask yourself, why am I sharing this? Is it to gain clarity, seek guidance, or build accountability? Or am I seeking validation or approval? If your intention isn't aligned with the goal itself, it's a sign to keep it private. As you pursue your goals quietly, you may notice a shift in how others perceive you. There's a certain power in restraint. When you don't talk about your plans, but your results speak for themselves, people take notice. They respect your focus, your discipline, and your ability to follow through. And when you do achieve your goal, sharing the journey feels more authentic. Instead of talking about what you're going to do, you can share what you've done and inspire others with your results. This approach not only protects your energy, but also builds credibility and trust. High-value individuals are masters of this art. They don't seek applause for their intentions, they let their actions and achievements do the talking. This quiet confidence is a hallmark of their character, and it's something we can all strive to emulate. So let me ask you, what goals are you currently working on? Are you keeping them private, or have you shared them prematurely? How might your approach change if you embraced the power of discretion? If this resonates with you, Take a moment to reflect on your goals and the steps you're taking to achieve them. And if you're finding value in this discussion, show your support by liking this video and commenting number 1 below. It's a small gesture, but it helps us connect and share these insights with others who are on the same journey. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on more transformative content like this. Together, we're building a community of growth, wisdom, and empowerment. Now, let's move on to the next principle, one that's just as powerful and often overlooked. 3. Conflicts or resentments. Conflict is inevitable in life. No matter how composed or understanding you are, disagreements will arise, whether at work, in relationships, or even within yourself. What sets high-value individuals apart is not that they avoid conflict entirely, but how they handle it. One of their most critical habits is choosing not to share their conflicts or resentments openly, especially with the wrong audience. Why does this matter? Because sharing conflicts indiscriminately can backfire in ways that undermine your relationships, reputation, and inner peace. When you vent about disagreements or air personal grievances, you might feel a temporary sense of relief, but this often comes at a cost. Let's break down why high-value individuals are so intentional about keeping these matters private. First, consider the ripple effect of sharing conflicts publicly or with people who aren't directly involved. When you express frustration about someone, be it a colleague, friend, or family member, you risk damaging their reputation. Even if your complaint is valid, others may form a negative opinion of that person based on your perspective alone. This not only impacts how they're perceived, but can also create unnecessary divisions or alliances within a group. Furthermore, sharing conflicts with the wrong people can make you appear unprofessional or emotionally reactive. High-value individuals understand the importance of composure. When you speak ill of others, especially behind their backs, it can signal immaturity or a lack of control. People might start to wonder, if you're willing to talk about someone else's faults, what might you be saying about them? Then there's the issue of trust. Relationships are built on mutual respect and discretion. When you share conflicts or resentments, especially those involving close relationships, you risk eroding that trust. The person you confide in might question your loyalty or worry about becoming the subject of your next complaint. High-value individuals protect their relationships by addressing conflicts privately and constructively, rather than turning them into gossip. Another reason to avoid sharing conflicts is that it often amplifies negative emotions. Venting might feel cathartic in the moment, but it can also keep you stuck in a cycle of anger or frustration. Instead of resolving the issue, you end up reliving it, which drains your energy and focus. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, rather than dwelling on external events. By keeping conflicts private, high-value individuals create space to process their emotions and respond thoughtfully. This approach also helps to preserve dignity for both yourself and others. When you choose not to share your grievances, you maintain a sense of professionalism and self-respect. You're not airing your frustrations impulsively or seeking validation from others. Instead, you're handling the situation with integrity, which commands respect. Of course, this doesn't mean you should suppress your feelings or avoid addressing conflicts. The key is to be intentional about how, when, and with whom you share. High-value individuals address conflicts directly with the person involved whenever possible. They approach these conversations with empathy and a focus on resolution rather than blame or retribution. This mindset aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on solutions rather than problems. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, high-value individuals ask, "What can I do to resolve this? How can I learn from this experience?" By shifting the focus from resentment to growth, they turn conflicts into opportunities for personal development. There's also a practical aspect to this approach. When you keep conflicts private, you retain control over the narrative. You're not giving others the chance to misinterpret or exaggerate the situation. This protects not only your relationships but also your reputation. People will respect your discretion and see you as someone who handles challenges with grace and maturity. So how can you apply this principle in your own life? Start by being mindful of your audience. Before sharing a conflict or grievance, ask yourself, does this person need to know? Are they directly involved? Can they offer constructive help or insight? If the answer is no, It's a sign to keep the matter private. Next, consider the timing. Sharing conflicts impulsively when emotions are running high often leads to regret. Give yourself time to cool down and gain perspective before deciding how to proceed. This not only helps you communicate more effectively, but also reduces the risk of saying something you don't mean. Finally, focus on solutions rather than complaints. If you do need to discuss a conflict, frame the conversation around what you're trying to achieve. For example, instead of venting about a colleague's behavior, you might say, "I'd like to find a way to improve communication on this project." This shifts the focus from blame to collaboration, which is far more productive. By keeping conflicts and resentments private, you'll notice a profound change in how you approach challenges. You'll feel more composed, more focused, and less reactive. Instead of being consumed by negativity, you'll be empowered to find solutions and grow from the experience. High-value individuals embody this principle not because they avoid conflict, but because they handle it with wisdom and intentionality. They understand that sharing grievances doesn't solve problems, it often creates new ones. By choosing discretion, they protect their relationships, reputation, and peace of mind. Take a moment to reflect on your own approach to conflict. Have there been times when sharing your frustrations made things worse? How might your relationships and personal growth improve if you embrace this principle of restraint? This isn't just about avoiding drama, it's about cultivating self-mastery and emotional intelligence. By learning to navigate conflicts privately and constructively, you'll not only strengthen your relationships, but also deepen your sense of inner calm. High-value individuals recognize this as a cornerstone of their success, and it's a practice we can all strive to adopt. As we move forward, we'll explore another area where high-value individuals exercise this same intentionality. The next principle is just as transformative, offering insights into how we can protect what matters most. 4. Family or relationship problems. Family and relationships are the foundation of our lives. They shape who we are, support us in our challenges, and bring meaning to our existence. But what happens when problems arise? It's tempting to vent about personal struggles, share frustrations with others, or even seek validation by airing grievances publicly. Yet high-value individuals approach family and relationship problems with a very different mindset. They understand the profound importance of keeping such matters private. Why is this so essential? Because sharing family or relationship problems indiscriminately can harm the very connections you're trying to protect. It can erode trust, create unnecessary drama, and even escalate conflicts. High-value individuals recognize that handling these issues discreetly is not only respectful but also crucial for long-term harmony and growth. Think about it. When you share intimate details about a family disagreement or a conflict with your partner, what are you hoping to achieve? While it might feel cathartic in the moment, oversharing often leads to unintended consequences. Others may judge your loved ones unfairly, take sides, or even use the information against you later. Furthermore, airing personal issues can diminish the sense of safety and trust within your relationships. If a family member or partner knows that you've shared their struggles with others, they may feel betrayed or exposed. This can weaken the bond you've built and make it harder to resolve the original issue. High-value individuals protect the sanctity of their relationships by keeping problems within the circle of trust. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions or avoiding difficult conversations. It means addressing issues directly and respectfully with the people involved, rather than involving outsiders unnecessarily. One of the dangers of sharing relationship problems is the influence of external opinions. Even well-meaning friends or family members can offer advice that complicates the situation. They may project their own experiences, biases, or fears onto your problem, steering you away from a solution that feels authentic to you. High-value individuals understand that no one else can truly grasp the nuances of your relationships, and they are cautious about whose input they allow into their private matters. This approach is deeply aligned with Stoic principles. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to act with wisdom and restraint. When faced with relationship challenges, high-value individuals ask themselves, "What can I do to improve this situation? How can I approach this conflict with empathy and understanding?" By focusing on their own actions and mindset, they take responsibility for fostering harmony and growth. Sharing problems publicly can also magnify negative emotions. When you vent about a disagreement, you relive the frustration, anger, or hurt you felt in the moment. This not only prevents healing but can also escalate the issue in your mind, making it harder to find a balanced perspective. High-value individuals prioritize resolution over validation. They channel their energy into finding solutions, rather than seeking sympathy or support from others. That said, there are times when seeking outside help is necessary. High-value individuals don't shy away from asking for guidance, but they do so intentionally. They may consult a therapist, counselor, or trusted mentor, someone with the expertise and objectivity to offer constructive advice. The key is to choose wisely and to frame the conversation around solutions, not blame. Keeping family and relationship problems private also fosters a sense of respect and dignity. It shows that you value your connections and are committed to working through challenges with integrity. When others see that you handle conflicts discreetly and thoughtfully, they're more likely to trust and respect you. So how can you apply this principle in your own life? Start by reflecting on how you currently handle relationship problems. Do you share them with others impulsively, or do you approach them with care and intentionality? If you find yourself oversharing, ask yourself why. Are you seeking validation, trying to prove a point, or simply venting? Recognizing your motivations can help you break the habit and adopt a more thoughtful approach. When conflicts arise, prioritize direct communication. Have honest, empathetic conversations with the people involved, focusing on solutions rather than blame. If you need to seek outside help, choose someone who can provide objective support, and be mindful of what you share. Remember, the goal is to protect and strengthen your relationships, not to win arguments or gain sympathy. Let's take a moment to reflect on the power of discretion. When you keep family and relationship problems private, you create a safe space for growth and healing. You allow your connections to thrive without the interference of external opinions or judgments. This doesn't just protect your relationships, it strengthens your character, showing that you value trust, respect, and harmony above all else. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a time when sharing a personal issue made things worse? How might your relationships change if you embraced this principle of privacy and discretion? If this resonates with you, show your support by liking this video and commenting number 1 below. And if you're finding these insights valuable, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful lessons like this. Together, we're building a community of growth, wisdom, and deeper connections. Let's continue exploring what it means to live as a high-value individual. There's so much more to uncover. 5. Unfinished ideas or creative projects. Have you ever felt the rush of inspiration when a new idea strikes? It's exhilarating, isn't it? Whether it's the concept for a book, a business venture, or an artistic creation, that initial spark carries so much potential. But there's a hidden trap that high-value individuals know how to avoid: sharing their unfinished ideas or creative projects too soon. Why is this so important? Because sharing an idea before it's fully formed can expose it to criticism, doubt, or even theft. High-value individuals understand that ideas are fragile in their early stages. Like a seed, they need time to grow roots before being exposed to the elements. By keeping their creative processes private, they protect their vision and give themselves the freedom to explore without external pressures. One of the biggest risks of sharing unfinished ideas is premature feedback. When you share your vision with others, they will naturally form opinions. Some may praise you while others may point out potential flaws or suggest alternative directions. While feedback can be valuable, it's often counterproductive in the early stages of a project. Instead of nurturing your creativity, it can plant seeds of doubt or cause you to second-guess yourself. There's also the risk of misinterpretation. An idea in its infancy is rarely polished or complete. When you share it prematurely, others may not fully understand your vision. They might dismiss it as impractical or unrealistic, not because it lacks merit, but because it hasn't yet taken shape. This can be discouraging, even if their intentions are good. High-value individuals recognize the importance of protecting their creative energy. They avoid the temptation to announce their ideas publicly or seek validation from others. Instead, they focus on doing the work, refining their vision, experimenting with different approaches and solving problems as they arise. This quiet dedication allows them to develop ideas into something tangible and impactful before sharing them with the world. Stoicism offers valuable insight into this practice. The Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what you can control and avoiding distractions that pull you away from your purpose. Sharing an unfinished idea can create unnecessary noise, external opinions, expectations, or even envy that disrupts your focus. By keeping your ideas private, you maintain control over your creative process and avoid being influenced by external forces. Another reason high-value individuals keep their projects private is to avoid the illusion of progress. When you share an idea, you might receive praise or encouragement that feels like an accomplishment. This can create a false sense of achievement, making you less motivated to actually follow through. It's a phenomenon known as social reality, when talking about a goal satisfies the same psychological need as working toward it. High-value individuals resist this trap by keeping their focus on action, not words. But this doesn't mean they work in isolation forever. High-value individuals understand the value of collaboration and constructive feedback, but they are intentional about when and with whom they share. They seek input only when their project has reached a stage where external perspectives can genuinely add value. This ensures that their ideas are strong enough to withstand critique and that the feedback they receive is meaningful. There's also the practical concern of intellectual property. In a world where ideas can be easily shared and replicated, prematurely disclosing your vision increases the risk of someone else taking credit for your work. High-value individuals protect their creative assets by keeping them private until they're ready to present them in a way that ensures recognition and ownership. This practice isn't just about safeguarding ideas, it's also about cultivating self-discipline and confidence. When you keep your creative process private, you develop the ability to trust yourself and your vision. You learn to rely on your own judgment rather than seeking constant validation from others. This builds resilience and strengthens your creative intuition. So how can you apply this principle to your own life? Start by setting boundaries around when and how you share your ideas. Before announcing a project, ask yourself, is this ready to be shared? Am I seeking feedback or am I looking for validation? If your idea is still in its early stages, consider keeping it to yourself until you've made meaningful progress. When you do share, be selective about your audience. Choose people who have the expertise, perspective, or genuine interest to provide constructive input. Frame your request for feedback in a way that focuses on solutions, rather than simply inviting criticism. For example, instead of saying, "What do you think of this idea?" you might ask, "How can I make this concept stronger?" Another way to protect your creative energy is to create a safe space for experimentation. Allow yourself to explore ideas without the pressure of external expectations. Remember, creativity thrives in an environment of freedom and curiosity. By keeping your projects private, you give yourself the freedom to take risks, make mistakes, and discover new possibilities. High-value individuals approach their creative endeavors with a sense of purpose and patience. They understand that great ideas take time to develop and that the journey of creation is as important as the final result. By keeping their unfinished ideas private, they create the conditions for meaningful, impactful work to flourish. Take a moment to reflect on your own creative process. Have you ever shared an idea too soon and regretted it? How might your approach change if you focused on building your ideas in private before sharing them with the world? By adopting this principle, you not only protect your vision but also cultivate a deeper sense of self-trust and creative integrity. High-value individuals know that their work speaks for itself when the time is right. This practice is a powerful reminder that true creativity doesn't seek the spotlight prematurely, it shines when it's ready. With these insights, you're equipped to approach your creative projects with intention and focus, ensuring that your ideas reach their full potential. This isn't just about keeping secrets, it's about honoring the process of creation and respecting the energy it requires. By doing so, you're not only protecting your work but also nurturing your growth as a high-value individual. As we've explored the 5 things high-value individuals never share, one thing becomes clear. Their strength lies not only in what they do but in what they choose to withhold. They understand that discretion is not about secrecy, it's about wisdom, boundaries, and preserving what matters most. By keeping personal financial details private, they protect themselves from judgment and exploitation. By guarding their long-term goals, they ensure their energy is channeled into action rather than validation. By choosing not to share conflicts or resentments openly, they maintain composure, respect, and focus on solutions. By safeguarding family and relationship problems, they nurture trust and harmony in their most meaningful connections. And by protecting unfinished ideas or creative projects, they honor the process of creation, ensuring their work reaches its full potential. These practices are more than habits, they're guiding principles rooted in intentionality, self-awareness, and a commitment to growth. They allow high-value individuals to live with purpose, focus on what truly matters, and navigate life with a sense of calm and confidence. Now, it's your turn to reflect. Which of these principles resonates most with you? Are there areas in your life where you could benefit from more discretion or intentionality? Start small, choose one principle to practice this week, and notice how it shifts your mindset and interactions. If you found value in these insights, consider sharing this journey with others. Together, we can create a community that values wisdom, growth, and meaningful connections. Thank you for spending this time with me, and may your journey toward becoming a high-value individual be filled with clarity, strength, and purpose.